My name is Boz Tchividjian. I'm the president of Grace. Grace is an organization designed to train and equip the Christian community in how to confront the sin of child sexual abuse. For many years, I was a prosecutor, and for much of that time, I was the chief prosecutor of the Crimes Against Children's Unit. As a result, I have literally prosecuted hundreds of cases involving child sexual abuse. This has given me much exposure to the men and women who perpetrate this crime. I've learned how they think and how they act. It's time for us in the Christian community to start talking much more about this destructive sin so that we can equip ourselves to confront child sexual abuse and protect our precious young ones. The rate of child sexual abuse in America today is 10 times that of cancer. In fact, there are some studies that show that 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 8 boys will be molested before their 18th birthday. In fact, in 2003, the government estimated that as many as 90,000 children would be victims of child sexual abuse. And more recently, the Department of Justice released statistics that show that there is 1 child molester per square mile living in this country today. These are frightening statistics. The Christian community must educate ourselves about the many issues related to child sexual abuse. One of those issues is that child sexual abuse often begins with a computer.
This is the bathroom where it happened. I was expecting to meet someone my age. He told me he was 17, so. He finally got here. He dragged me in the bathroom and
You must create reasonable boundaries and restrictions when it comes to computer use. What would some of those boundaries and restrictions be? Well, for example, first, put time limits on computer use. Second, only allow your children to visit pre-approved websites. Third, prohibit the use of webcams. Fourth, do not allow your child to provide any personal information about themselves or their family members while online. Fifth, prohibit the use and involvement in any chat rooms or instant messages. And lastly, make sure your child understands that these rules apply even when they're at their friend's house. You must educate yourself about the internet and the computer. Learn more about instant messaging and emails and personalized web pages and webcams. There is no substitute for knowledge. Keep your computer in a public and centralized location. This will keep the user accountable and minimize inappropriate activity. Make sure you periodically check on what your child is doing while they are on the computer. Install blocking or filtering software for your computer. One of the most comprehensive protective software on the market today is called WebWatcher. This software allows parents to monitor the child's internet use from any computer that has internet access. WebWatcher allows parents to monitor all instant message and chat room conversations while also blocking inappropriate websites. In essence, WebWatcher allows you to have instant access to all of your child's online activities and communications. The spiritual impact of child sexual abuse is perhaps the most disturbing and the most devastating. Many children spend their lives running from God and blaming Him for being victimized. Most of those within the Christian community are ill-equipped and unacquainted with the issues of child sexual abuse, and thus are unable to adequately respond to this sin. As a result, the church often lacks the wisdom needed to address the many spiritual needs and questions of these young victims. The failure of the Christian community to appropriately respond to this sin has resulted in many victims leaving the church very confused about their faith. This epidemic has also resulted in the filing of numerous lawsuits which have bankrupted so many churches. It is imperative that the Christian community address this epidemic and address it now, so that our children will be protected and our God will be honored. Finally, and most importantly, we must commit ourselves and our children to the Lord, for each of us belongs to Him. In Proverbs it says, "He who fears the Lord has a secure fortress, and for his children it will be a refuge."